So you went along this weekend?
Thought I was going nuts.
Yeah.
I didn't know the train.
Well, you're right. But it looks like it's gonna be good weather this weekend, like.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, well, there, and it goes there.
Yeah.
Why did you catch it?
well, listen, when I'm done city working, I'm gonna be on the city, making up what the weather's gonna be. They're never right. So as long as y'all eating, you're wrong all the time. Y'all just look for me. Morning. How is everyone?
Great, good job.
Thank you. Take care.
Do you like your?
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
You know, like.
That's all right. That's all right.
I saw a baby outside. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you as well. Ashley, how are you? I'm good, thank you.
Do you need me to get coffee?
No, just be more awake and
So
realizing
reach, go
something.
ahead and reach across the mayor, that's right.
It's like,
Oh, you get this time. Let me not start it. I think I'm starting this morning. It is.
Well, actually, I see.
How was the wedding, Rick? It was nice.
You look good over there, Taylor.
Karen, it's all about you today, don't worry about it. So that's why you're on the screen early.
But it's gonna get a turn. Here, I'll take you off camera.
It doesn't matter where you sit.
It's this one, right?
Yeah. I told it's gonna be beautiful.
Exactly. Let me get real slim. If it's gonna cause you to get slim, let me sit on that side then. It's okay. Really.
That's not very good.
Right there. I am. I leave Sunday night. I'm gonna come back until next Sunday. I don't know, Derek.
Well, that's good, it's right.
It is, but I hope I pack right and.
say it's got.
Trust me, I am so ready to leave.
What about?
So I'll be gone
That one's
for an
fine.
entire week. I'll be back next Saturday probably. I will. I am. I truly am. Yes, I truly am.
Carrie's going on next week. Ed, when are you going?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, you're going next week too, right?
Go down here. Get told what to do over.
Just think you'll be willing to.
I'll see you on the.
Oh my God! I cannot believe the mayor said that. What in the world is going on this morning? Oh wow! Says he can do that at home, Mr. Mayor. Just stay home. It is.
I need to do something myself.
Well, I don't know. It depends on who's talking now. Yeah, it depends on who's talking. We can have one item, we have 4 hours. Yes. Yeah, that's why I never say. I try my best to come prepared.
It's always working. That's right.
It is cool this morning though.
Is that us talking?
That was the big laugh.
Oh.
So,
Is Eric not gonna be here today?
Where's he?
Oh, you know what, I remember, Portugal, he's in Portugal.
He's not here. I just,
Oh, wow.
want to go to Argentina.
Was it about carpet right there where you got yours?
Oh, yes, sir.
You want some? I would like some. Would you like
Yeah.
here, let me get y'all. I feel like, I didn't do our whole cup, I didn't, they just made them a couple of pictures
Now,
in 4 hours.
well, I don't drink coffee, so I don't want any.
Just a half a cup.
Half a cup. Anybody else?
No.
So how's your son? He's doing good?
He's doing great.
Good. Did you get on the dance floor Saturday night?
No, I never did.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, I thought you was at the wedding, you didn't go?
Yeah, but I left before Rick did.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was gonna go to the dance floor after I left. But
Okay, got you.
I did.
did she?
Here she is.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Ken, Monica and I sat that out.
Well, we're gonna call that meeting to order. I'll wait till Ken get back and get started. Yeah.
Every time I get my glasses where I can read the print on here, they make it smaller, so I have to go back and get more.
Good morning. We're going to call our meeting to order this morning, our work session to order this morning, and I welcome you. I ask if you have cell phones to please turn them off at this time. At this time, we will stand and we will have prayer by Council, pledge of allegiance by Mayor Pro Tem Blanton and prayer by Councilmember Reed.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would like to pray with us, would you please remain standing? Dear God of us all, we thank you for this day. We thank you because you made it and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you, God, because you allowed us to come together one more time for the city of Madison. We ask that you bless us and allow us to make the best decisions for the citizens of the city of Madison. Amen.
Amen. Topics for discussion.
I tried to send you a text, but it might have done something weird or whatever.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are we adjourned?
Good morning.
Our Main Street Director, Ms. Robinson, if you would come and give us your report.
Sir, good morning, Mr. Mayor. Good morning, council.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I apologize in advance. I ran off and left my true glasses, so I'll be wearing my debilitated glasses this morning. Just enjoy the print. Don't look at anything else.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. Truly, it is Friday. And the weather has looked like Ian has taken a turn away from us, so that's something to be thankful for, keeping others in our thoughts and our well wishes for their safety and recovery. The monthly activity report actually spans over 2 months for the month of August and September for the Main Street report. And you'll note that I'm going to start beginning this new format, which is in direct alignment with the way that I report to the Department of Community Affairs. It provides you information over events, building rehabilitations, property sales, businesses that open and close, as well as program activity for Main Street for the month. And this is the same information you receive, just a different, cleaner format for you to more easily follow. For last month, the number of events that we had in August were 2, August and September, totaling 2 events with an attendance of over 1,520 attendees, volunteer hours totaling 10, with those hours being calculated at about $29.95, almost $30 an hour, to give you that value of hours for their time. In August, we did have 1 private rental of Town Park with the Lake Point Community Church renting out the park. And in parentheses, after each event, you'll note an estimated number of attendees for the events. In September, we hosted our Saturday in the Park, which we were happy to be back out and have those 2 bands for some live music. The weather was perfect, noting the attendance of 500, an estimated 500 attendees. Also, in the month of September, we, the Humane Society of Morgan County, did host their Pistons for Paws car show on that Sunday, September 18th, and reported that estimated number of 200 attendees. And then we had 1 private rental of Town Park on last Saturday, September the 24th, for the Nunn and Murray wedding with an estimated 220 guests. Upcoming events, as you all well know, due to the information that we had earlier in this week with Hurricane Ian, we did make the determination that we were going to cancel this weekend's event, but not cancel completely, postpone till October 15th. And I'll have you to know that we've received nothing but great response from the public on the fact that we do have a rain date and not just a cancellation. And so moving forward, that's been my guidance to our special events coordinator, that all of our events should now have rain dates as much as feasible, as much as possible in terms of planning. I actually have lost a few people, but we've gained some new ones with the rescheduling, and so I'm excited to see what happens with our chili cook-off on October 15th. Also upcoming will be our Spooktacular Costume Parade, where we bring all of our costume little ones, as well as those that are on leashes, in the park for an evening of spectacular fun. So that will be on Monday, October the 31st, and that's a 2-hour event. Moving on to building rehabilitations, we're looking at last month, the number of rehabs that were completed, and these are things when they come in to file permits for rehabilitations, whether those are commercial, electrical, commercial additions, electrical, plumbing, things of that nature to rehab properties in downtown. You will note a lot of activity in the location at 169 North Main Street, across from the Main Street and Planning Office, where they're currently rehabbing the convenience store. And just a little side note, a little joke, you know, it's Friday and we're so serious, but the staff in my office have been able to have a wonderful view of the activity going on there. So at some point, as you drive through downtown and just watch the activity there, just look to the left and you'll smile and enjoy the progress that's happening there. Just a little side note, you'll have to go and look to see what I'm talking about. Also, at the former Lee's Fashion location, which is currently owned by Preston Snyder at 129 South Main Street. He's working on that, and that is going to be the new patisserie location, which is going to be the French bakery located there. So everyone is sitting on the edge of their seat waiting on that location to open, and I do understand that that may happen in October, so be on the lookout for that. In terms of property sales, we did have, this covers the last 3 months because oftentimes Q Public is not updated very regularly, so once I get some new information, I go back and share that with you all. So this dates back even until June, some sales, and some of these include some property transfers as well that DDA has done that are in the downtown district, which is why I'm reporting those to you all because they're in my location. So at 368 Park Street, which is the Bell Park Lofts that the Massey's are doing, that was a sale in August. The 5th Street location, this is the property that has been given to or sold to the city across from the 5th Street Community Garden over in that location, and I believe that's a part of the green space area that we're reserving there. Also, on 393 West Washington, that's the current location of the current Easy Bottle Shop there on West Washington Street, and that is going to turn into the Point Park for the city there for green space as well. So, and then the last two are at the same address, 310 West Washington, and those are properties that Kelly Mahoney has acquired as a part of all of his acquisitions in that area, properties that he has obtained. Moving to businesses, in terms of new businesses, last month, for the month of August, we did have one Worthy Clothing Company who brought in one new job. No closures in the month of August, and the current month for September, we do have 2 new locations, Spa Medical Madison as well as Cross Country Mortgage, and those businesses collectively brought in 4 new jobs. And so we did host ribbon cuttings for both Worthy Clothing and Company as well as Spa Medical Madison, both great additions to that area of Town Park and West Jefferson Street. I'm excited to see the vitality and the vibrancy that we're getting on that end of the city. And lastly, in terms of program activity for Downtown Dollars, generally during the summer months, our Downtown Dollar sales are generally low. That's just historical, and so we'll begin to see that pick up as the holidays quickly approach. So for the last 2 months actually, total sales were $175. Facade grants, we gave out none for the last month, but we have a couple of locations that are inquiring about getting facade grants downtown, so you'll begin to hear more information about that from me in coming months. Wayfinder signs are getting popular as locations are doing refresh, and so last month we sold 4, totaling $200. We have an application in process now. I'll be doing some cleanup of our Wayfinder signs. You know, those are our pedestrian signs for people to find businesses and locations. So we'll be doing some cleanup of the inventory that we currently have with that, because I noted that we have a couple of locations that are no longer in our downtown that are still listed. Excuse me, so we'll be cleaning that up and adding some new ones. And then lastly, our sidewalk cafes. We did year-to-date sell 4 for a total of 400. I actually entertained a call from the city of Dahlonega on yesterday regarding our sidewalk cafe, and so they are going to mirror our program. They've gotten our documents and like what we're doing with that program and want to be able to offer that to their businesses. So, any questions on the Main Street report? One last thing I will note is that Monica and I have been entertaining quite a few cities each month, and we've tried to limit it to 1 city per month where they come and just get kind of mentoring advice about city operations, Main Street as well as DDA. This month we had 2 this week. We entertained the city of Sandersville on yesterday and the city of Thomaston on Wednesday, and that was just their executive directors, their Main Street director and their community development directors. So we're excited that we're a model city. Everywhere we go, we hear Madison, Madison. And so people are always wanting to come and hear what we're doing to help them with their city operations. So I'll entertain any questions, Mr. Mayor, at this time.
Right. I know that you did have another date in place for the chili cook-off.
Yes, sir.
So just in case it rained this year for the Christmas parade like it did last year, I don't think we had an alternate day. So would that be
We
an
did
alternate
not.
day this year for the Christmas parade?
We briefly started talking about the Christmas parade yesterday, and we quickly ran away from talking about it because we want to get through chili cook-off. But we will definitely look at an alternate date for that. Yes, sir.
Okay. And that any way possible, I know that was the money allocated to the park from the art funds.
Oh, okay.
And people constantly ask me about music in Madison. So is there any way that since we got business on the lower end of town now to have music in the park during the holidays, just in the air, you know.
Oh, that would
just
be
to-
nice.
We actually, through our current pavilion system, we do have a music system currently where we play kind of just rope instrumental music, holiday music during Shop, Sip, and Stroll, which is upcoming also in November, Saturdays the 12th and the 19th. So we'll do that, and in conjunction with that, we'll also be doing some live music stations all throughout downtown. So we'll have different groups come and play sets of music for 45 minutes in one place, and then we'll rotate them around the city. So yes, sir, we will definitely do that as well.
Mr. Mayor, I'll say,
Well,
Oh,
we'll get you the.
That would be fantastic. We're always looking for musicians.
Really? Really? What about lighting the Christmas lights? I was asking Mr. Mayor, is it a date that he can hit a switch and light the city?
So, and I don't know, is this the time to share that?
Sure, you can,
Mr.
share,
Mayor?
yes.
Okay, am I
Yeah,
okay
go
to
ahead,
proceed? All right. So this is kind of breaking news to your question, Councilmember Reed. Speaking with the mayor as well as our city manager, this year is going to be an inaugural year for the city because we are actually going to have a mayor Christmas tree lighting.
Yes.
Where a tree will be dedicated specifically in Town Park for the mayoral Christmas tree lighting. We'll be confirming that date. We hope to have it. We're looking at the best time to have it, and possibly to your question, Mr. Clem, it'll be before Thanksgiving because a lot of our families will be coming into town. Shop, Sip, and Stroll will be happening. So the mayor will turn on the light to the mayoral Christmas tree.
Yes.
And it will be like the official kickoff now to the holiday season.
Thank you.
The lights will actually go on in downtown on Friday, November the 18th. That will be the first day. So we may do something in conjunction with that. And we have some other ideas to complement that lighting as well that we're putting together. So
Thank you, I really like that.
be on the
Yes.
lookout for that. It's exciting.
It is, it is.
And just to note, because most of us know when we attend River Cutters, but our Main Street director does a great job in organizing these River
Yeah,
Cutters. I
she
mean,
does.
she is always on target, and we appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Employee contribution to dependent health insurance, Karen?
Yes, sir. So a few months ago, at a council meeting, it was briefly discussed about the mayor and council deciding to contribute to dependent health and coverage for employees. And so since then, I've had several employees ask whether or not we've moved forward with that. Since open enrollment is in November, I thought that I'd bring it back up to see if y'all would like to entertain staff researching what that would cost, and also poll employees to see who would be interested in signing up if the city of Madison contributed to the dependent health and coverage for employees. So is that something that mayor and council would like to entertain and get some research on it?
I think it'd be great if the employees are interested. Now, will they get a discount rate if the family, I know the employees' insurance is free, but what about the family?
The employees, yes, we currently pay 100% for employees. Then the dependent coverage is 100% the employee's responsibility. And so what I had in mind was either having a 25 or a 50% contribution from the city to that dependent coverage that would lessen the burden on employees.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Karen, I think this is a great idea. One of the things we have problems with is we're competing against the private markets now.
Yes.
And I would be in favor of trying to do even more than a 50%, Mr. Mayor, because if they got good health benefits, that's why a lot of people are leaving us. And that might be cheaper than getting big raises or whatever. But I think if we had a good insurance program that they could participate in, we could help them in any way. I'm very much in favor of that.
Our insurance, I mean, we have top-notch insurance, very, very good insurance. And so what I could do is pull some numbers of the cost, also poll employees to see who would be interested, at least try to get a more concrete cost, as well as see what other surrounding cities and counties offer their employees as far as the dependent coverage cost.
Mr. Mayor, may I?
Sure.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I would think, go ahead and do some research and let us know.
Okay? I will.
Thank you.
And I'll try to have something to you by the next meeting.
And I think it's gonna probably depend upon how much they have to pay into the program, you would think. I mean, they're used to getting a paycheck for a certain amount, and all of a sudden, it's $200 or $300 is deducted from that paycheck. It's gonna make a difference, I think, so.
It will. The dependent coverage alone, starting in January, is $1,113 a month. And so I think that it would be beneficial to start looking at what we could do to help the employees.
I think so too.
Okay. All right, I'll do that.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else to come before this work session? If not, just one note to our council members. Councilmember Reed and I talked, and she has been doing prayer for our council for
Probably 10.
10 years.
Yeah, close to 10.
A long time. And I reached out to her, and we thought it'd be a great idea if we have some of the local ministers to come in to get to know them and they get to know us to do prayer before our council meeting. So hopefully, starting in October, if you have a pastor that you would like to come in to offer prayer, we would love to entertain that. And but we will just get the community involved and get our pastors in our community involved, if that's okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. At that, we are ready to go into our call meeting. But there's more. Do we need a motion? We don't need a motion. Go ahead. Let's just go into, we'll adjourn our work session and we'll have a public hearing for our budget amendment 2022. And our audit committee met on Friday, August the 19th to talk about this. And we know that we talked to our past auditors and they were sort of ready to give it up.
Budget.
Mayor,
Budget.
would you like to do the
Budget.
public?
Budget, I'm sorry. Is the budget?
The budget is
Yes, budget.
So this is a year-end budget amendment for fiscal year 2022. This is to help prepare, close out the books for the year. So the overall increase to general fund is about $442,000. The increase is not going to come from reserves, it's coming from revenue sources that were collected more than what was originally budgeted for. So we were over on some of our revenue collections, which is a good thing. Some of the major increases, though, is for the organizational review and the personnel policy. Those two items weren't in the budget originally, as well as the recruitment for the new city manager. There was an increase in legal fees for the hospital and also the airport land acquisition that was not anticipated. And then also filling some vacant positions. And also the one-time vacation payout. That was not budgeted, but that was included in the personnel policy review, that we do a one-time payout for vacation to get in compliance with our vacation policy. And so that happened at the end of June. As well as Lambert Park playground equipment. That was about $125,000, but a donation of $125,000 offset that as well. Also, SPLOST had some city hall renovation that, of course, is underway and hopefully will be ending soon, and we can all move back up into our nicely renovated city hall. So also the budget amendment for the American Rescue Plan, as well as some hotel motel funds. Post-COVID, we are up, as y'all have been hearing about that. T-SPLOST, we finished the West Washington Street parking lot. And so that was a little over budget, so we had to increase that. So as you're looking at this, so you'll see line items that have credits. That is items that were under budget where we're trying to move to where we need the money and where items have been overspent. And so trying to offset some of that instead of just increasing and coming out of reserves. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
So it looks like we on target, you know? Not overspending.
No, we have some revenues that we have collected that were over original budget, so that's a good sign.
Good. Are there any questions for Karen? If not, thanks, Karen.
You just need a public hearing. Public hearing.
Public hearing on the budget. Is there anybody here to speak against this budget amendment? Anybody here to speak for it besides Karen? Nobody's online this morning, so we just need a motion from our council and a second to approve the budget amendment.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposers, none, vote unanimously. Thank you so much. Thanks. Approve our city auditor. Our audit committee met on Friday, August 19, 2022. We reviewed the annual financial audit service proposals. We had 3 firms to submit a proposal: Nichols and Cawley and Associates, Bates Carter and Company, and Malden and Jenkins. After much discussion and reviewing the audit firm's qualification, the audit committee voted unanimously to accept Bates Carter and Company at a yearly cost of $39,350. We know that the auditor firm that we had in the past had said to us that they wanted us to get another audit firm because they just didn't have the capable ability to keep up with our city. And so we thought it was time to change auditors. And after much discussion and reviewing the audit firm's qualification, the audit committee voted unanimously to accept Bates Carter and Company. So I asked the mayor and council if they would to vote on this contract between the city of Madison and Bates Carter and Company to perform the annual audit service for fiscal years 2022 through 2024 with the option to extend for another 2 years. And if we can get an approval from this council to move forward with this new audit firm, I think it'll help a financial person wholeheartedly, Karen, you know, she can stay up to date and they're gonna keep us on target.
I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposes, none, to vote unanimously, and Karen, go to work. Audit firm is approved. Thank you so much. Is there anything else to come before council this morning? John, you have anything for us this morning?
I do, Mr. Mayor, just a few brief comments. I wanted to make sure the council was aware that yesterday we held a swearing-in ceremony for a new police officer. I'd like to welcome Officer Amanda Brown, who comes fully qualified for the position, and that will leave one more open position in the police department. And so I applaud the chief and his administrative staff. When you're filling positions, important positions like police, it's not important that you do it fast, it's important that you do it well.
That's right.
And I know that that's the philosophy of our chief, and I applaud it, and I look forward to working with Officer Amanda Brown. Yesterday we had our bi-weekly meeting on the progress of City Hall, and it is progressing. I know that there are a few issues that have come up dealing with back orders on equipment that is impacting the progress, but I still think that we're okay in terms of getting ready to move in. Also, I've instituted a Tuesday morning review, a visit out in the community where I receive in any given week half a dozen to a dozen concerns from citizens, and I've set up Tuesday morning where I go out and meet with them, with relevant staff, to listen to their concerns, and that quickly has become the best part of my job.
I like that.
I really enjoy
I
meeting
like
our
that.
citizens, and sometimes they're a little annoyed and upset or whatever, but we're here to help, and it's frustrating at times because we can't always help. Sometimes they ask for things that we can't do.
Right.
But just that we're willing to listen, I think,
I like
is
that.
important. So that seems to be working out well. Today, we're opening bids for the water and sewer and trash user fee evaluation. We've already gotten 2 bids in, so it looks like we'll have a healthy number of entities bidding to review our user fees so that we can make a recommendation for you, to you at next year's budget about the status of our various rates. I've also begun talking to Carter & Sloop, our engineering firm, about putting together a comprehensive stormwater program for the city, which I think is badly needed. It's complicated, it's complex, and it's going to take multiple years to really get us to where we need to be in terms of addressing flooding issues and the like. But it starts with a program, and we're beginning to put that together. The day after the next council meeting, I'll be leaving for several days to attend the annual meeting of the Georgia County City Management Association meeting on Jekyll Island. And so I just want to let you know about that. And there has been some interest about a 10-acre parcel of land behind the Department of Public Works, not only for the possibility of future city use, but we've also entertained interest from the private sector to lease a portion of the parcel for a period of time. We did know that there is some environmental concerns on that parcel, so we asked Georgia Civil to do an evaluation that I just received late yesterday afternoon. It does show a delineation of a creek, which is going to impact what we can do on that land, but I will forward that to the council so that they're aware of it, and also to staff to see. They're actually going to show us what portions of the parcel are just out in terms of any type of clearing or delineation, and what portions of the parcel would not allow for the installation of a building or structure. So we have that information that I'll forward that to you as well. And I think that's it.
So, John, are we fully staffed in all our departments, like, not in-house staff, but our staff, like our garbage pickup, our trash pickup, are we fully staffed as far as services are
No,
concerned?
we have had a problem in Public Works, and that is one of the issues that our classification and compensation study, which is ongoing, by the way, is going to look at, because Madison, like other cities, are running into significant problems at the lower end of the pay scale.
Yes.
Where people are increasingly not willing to apply for a position at a wage that we have been paying, because they can do much better
Yes.
working at Huddle House or Walmart or whatever,
That's right.
in an air-conditioned building all day. So that issue, among other issues, is being addressed in the compensation study. We just hired one person for the trash collection, but Aaron continues to have a challenge in terms of filling vacant positions. The other issue is that I've come to understand how important the appearance of the city is to the residents of the city. And so I'm looking at Aaron's operation in terms of his manpower, whether or not that's something that needs to be addressed, whether the expectations of our citizens are possible to meet with the manpower that we have. And so I know that we're pushing hard for the employees that are there. But it's just, if there's going to be continued expectation of a level of service, we've got to give Erin the tools to be able to provide that service. And so we're looking at that as well.
Thanks, John. And I was in a meeting last night. I guess it's probably about 200 people that came with it, I think, as well. And everybody that I talked to, especially newcomer that was in the meeting, was just bragging on Madison. And I always tell them, we get the credit, but it's the people that they
That's
don't
right.
see that
That make
the
Madison.
city that
That's
it
right.
is. And we have to continue to say that. And I'm glad to hear you say that. Talk about those employees who are on the bottom, who needs to be raised
Yes.
up. That's a concern for all of us. And we want to keep good employees. The only way you're going to keep them is to put them where they need to be, salary-wise. So thank you for looking to do that, Jane.
One
Sure.
question, if I may. In terms of the stormwater, plan that we're looking at, I think it's a great idea. In the meantime, we're looking at what we have to catch up for. Are we looking, or what do we have in place in terms of new construction, new building, or even renovation stuff that we can put the onus on either the developer or, I mean, do we have also that, a plan like that, so that we can build, we can be building on the stormwater plan with stuff that's coming in as opposed to trying to catch up?
It's an excellent question, and that's something that we aren't doing presently, but we need to do. But to do that, you've got to have an overall plan in terms of what we should have. And then thereafter, when new growth comes in, it would be normal for a city to ask individuals to pay their fair share because they're increasing the capacity in the system. The problem is our system is old, and it in many instances wasn't built to deal with today's or tomorrow's capacity.
Right.
So we're trying to put a gallon of water in a system that was designed for a quart bottle. And so the answer is yes, we should be asking new development to pay their fair share, but to suggest that that is the problem is not accurate, because we haven't put in place a system that can handle just folks that are here today. So we need to combine both, but we need an overall plan. We need to identify where the pipes are, what the capacities are. We need to send cameras in, look at what their longevity is, and all of that. And we just don't have that basic information yet.
Right. So then, I mean, it sounds to me developing a plan is going to take quite a bit of time, and I get that.
Yeah.
We're going to do it really responsibly, I completely get that. But is there any way that as we do it, that we can think about what could go in place now
Yeah.
for whatever future requirements we want to make? Because if we wait for the plan that's 5 years down the road or
Yeah.
whatever, then all of a sudden you already have 5 years worth
Right.
of building or construction or renovation that now we also have to fix.
So I need to talk to Monica about that, because she is right at the front end of people coming in with plans or whatever, so I need to do that. I just want to give you a little story that has happened over the last 2 or 3 weeks, but a couple of people have come to me in downtown because there's an ongoing drainage problem in their neighborhood, and there's just about to be 5 or 6 more houses going in right across the street. They have all gotten together, and then they're not saying, city, solve our problem for us. They're saying, well, we're just in the beginning process of designing our houses. So before we even decide where the house is going to go, and let's work together on the issue of drainage, because they're aware, because of the topography, that drainage is going to be an issue. But I just thought it's a wonderful example of citizens taking on their responsibility and saying, I know we're going to cause a problem here, so let's all join hands. It's on Bacon Street downtown, and so I give them a tremendous amount of credit for being willing to work with us. Yeah, so that's good stuff. But I do need to work with planning with Monica to make sure we're doing all that we can do, even in this interim period, before the plan is completed.
And John, our city is also a member of the National League of Cities.
Yes.
And they're willing to send someone into our city to talk to us as well, so maybe we can set up a meeting.
They do, they have a program that is very popular nationally, which we may or may not want to consider, but it provides insurance for homeowners, because homeowners, from time to time, are really outraged when they find out that a pipe on their property breaks, and they've got to hire a plumber and replace it, and what the cost of that is. And so they have an affordable insurance program that the city endorses the participation in the program, and it's low interest, and it's affordable, and property owners can join or not join. There's no pressure. It's their decision or whatever. So that's one thing that I've been getting calls lately, and I need to research it and find out what the experience is in other communities. But it might be a tool in the toolbox, so that from time to time, when something happens for a family that's of modest income, that there's an opportunity there to help them out.
Okay. And I think we're still on the, city still does the loan, people who want to get on our gas system and
Yeah.
gas heaters and all of that.
That's
So
correct.
That's still good. Okay, good. Okay.
Super. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. Is there anything else to come before our council this morning?
I don't have anything to come in front of you all, but I do have a lot of documents that need signatures, so if y'all could hop over. when
We'll
you
stop by.
need. Or walk around,
All
or
right.
just carefully get over here, whatever.
Well, thanks. This meeting is adjourned.